Richie, first off, congratulations on the Cup win on Sunday. Whereabouts does this rank in your list of priorities for the season?
It's certainly up there, you know. That was one of the reasons why we entered the competition at the start of the season, wanting to give us more games for the season, because the reserve league campaign is pretty sparse at times for games. So one of the main reasons was for entering it was to give the reserve team more games throughout the season, and secondly was the chance to pick up a bit of silverware, which we managed to do. You know, and so yeah, we did have a target at the start of the season, that was to win it, and we were fortunate enough we managed to do that. You must be immensely proud of this group of players that's coming through. We've seen you inherit some of these boys, and we've also seen you work with some of them at the 17s and now amalgamating into one big group. It's great to see, you know, because it's testament to the hard work that goes on at the football club. And you know, you mentioned there about the younger ones that have came through the under 17s. You know, a lot of the players have been in the system for a number of years. A lot of them started as kids in the pre-academy many years ago. So it's great to see that so many that have came through the system was able to sample picking up a bit of silverware on Sunday, coupled with the ones that we've managed to bring in from external. So I think we had 9 academy graduates in the starting 11. Greg McDonald made it 10 on the day. So it's just fantastic to see the rewards for the hard work that's going in right throughout the club. Obviously, what's now the reserve league used to be the development league, which Stuart had a lot of success in. What's your thoughts on it changing to the reserve league with the exposure to maybe getting more games along with first team players? I'm all for it. I think the main problem for me at development level was the lack of exposure for the younger players against experienced professionals. Yes, you could have played, I think it was 5 overage players in the 20s football, which for me, you know, limits the exposure that the younger ones were possibly going to get. So now it's back to reserve football, and teams can play any number of players that they want, regardless of age. I think helps expose the younger players to the rigours of playing against experienced first team players who have got years of experience, and hopefully it can benefit the younger players, you know, progressing to the first team, hopefully more well adjusted than what they would have done maybe in previous years. And I suppose one of the prime examples of that from within our team at the moment would be young Ross Monroe getting called up to Scotland's under-21 squad, along with training with Scott Fox every day. Absolutely, he's a perfect example, and if I'm being honest, I think it's long overdue. I think he's been knocking on the door of the national squads for the last 18 months, you know, and like I said, it's a reward for the hard work that he's put in himself, coupled with the hard work that goes into excuse me, the sessions that Scott Thompson organises. It's testament to him, you know, that he's managed to get a goalkeeper into a national squad. Scott Fox as well has been a big influence on him as well. So listen, it's one that's managed to get in the squad, and you know, we have a couple more that are knocking on the door as well, and hopefully once we get one we can kick on and maybe get 2 or 3 in the different age groups. You touched on it there, that hopefully this is the start of more of our players getting exposure to international football, and I know the club feel internally that we do have players that should maybe be getting represented at national level now. Yeah, I think anybody that comes to watch your games can see that we've got a lot of quality in our squads, not just at reserve and under 18 level, but right through our system. You know, we've got young Ben Williamson who's playing, you know, from under 16, he's playing under 18s, he's played every under 18 game this season. So, you know, he's an example of one who's doing well at his age group and has been rewarded with games at under 18 level, and you can go right through the system to under 14s, 15s. You know, there's an abundance of talent in this area, and once we get one international squads like we've done, hopefully that's a watershed moment for this football club, and we can kick on and get more players in about the national squads. Obviously you took over, Richie, from the hard work that Stuart had put in with the development team. Has there been much that you've had to change, or has it just been continue as it was going in order to keep it successful? No, it's just been a continuation for me, because nothing was wrong. You look at the success that the manager had with the development squad, so there was no need for me to come in and drastically change anything. Yes, obviously with the close season, players have left and we've had to replace those players, and that's what we managed to do with the introduction of the full-time under 18s as well. There has been a bit of work went in behind the scenes, but in terms of content and the way it's delivered on the training pitch every day, you know, it's pretty much the same as what it was. And I think as a football player, they like that continuity, they like that familiarity with training sessions and the content. So, like I said, I've not changed too much, maybe fine tuning wee bits here and there, but on the whole it's remained the same. And
you know, we've managed to continue the good form that we finished the back end of last season with onto this season.
And just for you personally, Richie, is it what is the overall reward for you? Is it seeing players progress into the first team, or do you put a lot of emphasis on the likes of Sunday where we're winning trophies, or is it a mixture of both?
I think for me it's a fine balance, you know, because I need to prepare the players as best I can to get into the first team, where it probably, well, it is, you know, a more results driven industry. So when the players get into the first team, they need to know that winning games is what it's all about at that level. But at the same time, we need to get players into that first team, but we need to get players into the first team that know how to win games of football. So there's a fine balance to be struck, and I think winning the silverware on Sunday, winning that title, winning that trophy, has given the boys that bit of know-how and given them the feeling as to what it takes and to win a trophy and be successful. So I think, you know, for me it's a fine balance between getting the boys into the first team but having them prepared enough to do the job once they get into the first team for me. So like I said, it's all about striking the right balance.
And just lastly, Richie, we saw the side go down 2-0 to Celtic here on Tuesday. However, that was in the space of 48 hours after such a big game on Sunday. With how closely we run Celtic, does that show you just how far this squad has come?
The players were absolutely magnificent, and it just goes to show we're massively disappointed coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Celtic, and I think the boys take great credit for that. They played, I think it was just under 40 hours ago, they played the Highland League Cup final against our neighbours, you know, and to go through the amount of work that they did against Celtic was testament to them. And you know, on another day we might have snatched it with good chances to possibly score, but on the whole I can't be too disappointed with them, you know, after what they'd achieved on Sunday.
Richie, once again, congratulations for Sunday, and we look forward to seeing how the season progresses.
Cheers.